there's a flip side to that coin. What if you do got me boxed in? Then I gotta put you down. Because no matter what, you will not get in my way. We've been face to face, yeah. But I will not hesitate. Not for a second.
Fire.
Yo. Absolute.
Yo. World, what's up? It's your boys. We back. Silverback Chronicles podcast. It's your boy Big H. Got my brother Dre.
Galowa.
What's good?
Chilling, my brother. What's good?
I can't complain. Triple C.
Yo.
What's good, baby?
Maintaining, chilling, bro.
Maintaining the channel. Listen, world, we love you. We appreciate you another week. Listen, we got a phenomenal special guest tonight. I'm going to roll out the red carpet. But before we get there, I've been knowing this gentleman for over 25, 27 years.
Oof.
It's been a long time.
Close to that 30.
Close to 30.
Ooh.
Word.
Wow.
I'm talking since elementary. We went to the same junior high, high school, college, played professional arena ball together. So when I'm telling you the history behind me and this amazing gentleman, it's bananas. Wow. But listen, we'll get into that. Because this episode, listen, everybody, we on 34.
34.
Episode 34. Listen, I told you. We're here for a reason, baby. I'm proud of you. Thank you. We love you. But first and foremost, Dre, what's up, baby?
Chilling, man. Happy to be here. Shout out to everybody.
Word. How's your week?
Can't complain. I've been on vacation, man.
Oh.
Feet up, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you feel?
Smacking the kids in the butt and shit.
Okay, because they
Shut
home.
up.
Right, home every
Give me the
day.
remote. Yeah, I'm home. So daddy got cracked that whip.
Right.
You know what's crazy? I cracked the whip and they still want me home.
Yeah. And yo, you cracked the whip. It don't even bother them.
They don't care.
No.
As long as you here.
I'm
That's
scared. What are you doing drinking a juice in the living room?
Yeah.
What are you doing eating crackers right now? It's only 12:10.
Right.
Get over there. And they still be like, Daddy. I go outside to throw out the garbage. Daddy, you leaving? Where you going? Easy,
Take
relax.
it easy. I'm here.
I'll be back in there to whip that ass again.
Right.
But anyway, what's up with you?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Just working hard. You know how we do. Blessed. God is great.
Always.
Just
Always.
fortunate and blessed to keep doing what we're doing. I love working hard. We all do. And just blessed that we can have this platform so we can, share our wealth and experience to the people.
Yeah, reach out and touch them.
Right, because they need to hear it
They need to be touched.
all day, every day. Right. But yo, let's get into it. Our sponsors. Listen, I'm telling everybody, go get that Starbucks USA. It's the best. It's the best thing for you right now. Safe storage for your firearms. Listen, TSA approved. You can take it on the plane with you. Got various colors. And listen, don't forget our 20% discount. All caps, Silverback Podcast. All right? Silverback Podcast. Go ahead, baby.
Let me add to that. For our listeners, we're going to start giving away. We have 3, maybe 4 Starbucks
On this way.
that we're going to give away to you listeners because we appreciate y'all. Y'all been with us since day one.
Day one.
So this is a token of appreciation. Also, Starbucks appreciates y'all as well. So we're doing a little collaboration. We'll give this away to y'all.
Absolutely.
Keep y'all guns nice and safe.
And we also have a holster for Glock 23, or is it a 43?
That's for 23, and that's going to be the first thing we're going to give away.
First thing we give away. All right, it's an inside holster. You can carry it inside your pants, your shorts, your sweatpants, and it's perfect for conceal. And we're gonna give that away. We'll figure that out. We'll hash that out momentarily. Sometime we'll let you guys know within the week who we're gonna give it off to.
Yeah, we could do that this week.
Yeah, we can.
Pay attention. IG, all of the social media. We'll put out the details.
Absolutely. And without any further ado, listen, here we go. Everybody, episode 34. We appreciate you. We love you. Listen, like I said earlier, I've been knowing this gentleman for over 30 years. It's my brother, and I love him dearly. Every day, all day. We go back like past the sandbox. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. This is my brother. Everybody, introduce my brother, DB.
Yo, peace.
DB.
Peace to everybody out there. I appreciate y'all having me. It's an honor. Honor.
Thank you for stopping by,
Big
brother.
time. I appreciate y'all having me, man. This really means a lot. This really means a lot because, you know, like Ralph said, him and I go back, way back. And, you know, to see this come to fruition, it's like, yo, listen, I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, bro. We
You know what
humble.
I'm saying? I love you.
I love you more.
Man.
You know that.
So I appreciate I can't wait till we get to talking and, you know,
Yeah.
let you know how much I appreciate y'all. And listen, anything I need to know about Ralph, H, listen,
Or
you one of the illest people I know.
So H, you know,
Real shit.
he put us on to like WhatsApp. And he's like, yo, I got this group chat with my peoples back in New York. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
And then I did the same thing with my crew.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout the whole time, I will always ask you, I'm like, yo, how's DB doing? How's DB doing? Yeah, because he always like, yo, my man DB. So with that being said, like how y'all met? Like when was it when y'all met?
Yo.
I want to hear that story just to set it off.
So
Set
I'm
it off.
gonna start off from the top. From
Yeah,
every
from
top.
the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. So I was a kid coming from Brooklyn, New York. So I was born and raised in Brooklyn until I was 12.
What part of Brooklyn?
I would say like, you know, Flatbush is a very long avenue, but I
Yeah.
grew up in 2100 Westbury Court.
All right,
Shout out to Westbury Court. You know, Jackie Robb, PS92.
nice.
And at that time, it was tough, you know, growing up as a kid. And, you know, it was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to certain places and, you know, kids, at that time, Seiko kids that was a big thing back in the day. So it was just one of those things was like, all right.
And it was different for y'all because your family comes from where?
Yo, Nigeria, man.
My
Nigeria, yeah.
Hardworking people right there.
yeah.
Really hardworking people. My father came here as an immigrant back in 81.
Nice.
And I remember speaking to him a couple weeks ago, and he just gave me the lowdown. I mean, throughout the years, he gave me the lowdown. But long story short, going to school, it was tough because other kids was robbing kids. So it was just like, listen, Mom, Dad, I don't feel like going to school. I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I can fight it, but at the end of the day, I'm getting tired of running.
Mm-hmm.
So my pops, because of that, my pops was like, listen, we need to find a better place. And see, I was it. You know, he bought a home out there. He moved us out there. And I'm going to tell you something about how I met this man right here. H,
So
right?
where is CI?
We lived on Kayla's Path.
He said, where is CI? Like where?
Where in Seattle?
Yeah, CI.
Where is it?
Myrtle Ave.
No, where is it? What part of New York, bro?
Oh, Long Island.
Oh, all right.
All day. LI.
The reason why, because the audience needs the description. They need to know.
Right. You right.
Plus, me being from New York, I didn't hear CI until I met H.
Yeah.
Because I always heard Long Island or I always heard till I heard CI. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, all right.
Or CI could be Coney Island, but when you think of Long Island, CI is Central Islip.
Right.
So
That's where that purple and gold live, baby.
purple and gold, you know, Musketeers all day. So we moved to Central Islip, and I go to Mulligan Elementary School. So at the time, you know, sixth grade in Brooklyn was considered junior high, but sixth grade in Long Island was considered, you still consider elementary school. So my first encounter with H was lunch.
So it's sixth grade.
Sixth grade, right? So I come into the lunchroom. I meet everyone in my class, you know, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Cornfeld, this, that, and the third, whatever. So I get to lunch, and, you know, everybody's like, oh, that's, you know, this person that he just came. He's a new kid. Not only I'm only a new kid, but remember Keith Murray was a rapper, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, that's Keith Murray's little cousin, right? So guess where that came from? This man right here. Like, yo, this is Keith Murray little cousin that just moved out here.
he juiced you up.
Yeah, juiced me up big time. I'm like, I don't even know that until I meet him. It's like, oh yeah, you Keith Murray little cousin because I look like Keith Murray. I'm like, all right,
Y'all resemble.
right. But that's how I got introduced to him, and then at that point, you know, between that junior high, high school, like we just became tight, man.
I
It
mean,
was
what a
just-
way to break the ice, huh?
Yo,
cracking
it was crazy. Cracking jokes. And I didn't even get mad at it. I thought it was funny. And I'm like, you know what? It's a way for me to fit in. Made it way for me to get comfortable because I'm in a new scenery. So this is fine with me. And at that point, him and I just became cool. And, just took off from there. And at that point, I knew he was one of the illest people I knew, to be honest. Like, he's probably I would say probably the first to have everything that I knew of between, the illest fits, the shoes, cars, all that stuff. Like he was just
He was fashion forward.
Yo, he was just the guy.
The guard was different.
Like he walked in the room, the energy was different. Like the energy can go from 0 to 100.
At 6th grade, son, you had that?
Yo, between
okay.
6th, 7th, 8th grade, like
He's born with it.
yo, he's born with it.
It's just
man.
it's that charisma, you know.
Yo, was born with it. He was just born with it, Yo, I remember. Yo, this is how I knew he was born with it. 7th grade, we played. No, matter of fact, we tried out for basketball.
Yeah,
You remember that shit, right? Junior high basketball.
that was horrible.
Yo, forget that. Not even worrying about the fact that he won the basketball play. He knew he won the basketball.
I just
player.
did it to work out.
Word. He just did it because everybody did it. But we had this thing called Urban League where they had kids go in there after school, kind of like do their thing. He laughed because he know what I'm talking about. So there was this counselor. I don't even know the nigga name, but he was some Gerald Levert looking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like he had an S curl.
He had the old school
He had
leather.
the old school leather. All that.
Old school leather with the shoulder pads.
Yo, word. Right, with the belt around it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
So-
on this John Shaft shit.
So we come out from trials or whatever, and he see Ralph, and he starts cracking. I'm like, "What are you doing playing basketball? Like you ain't,
I know you ain't trying.
I know you ain't trying out for basketball." This and the third, and then Ralph sized him up and tore him up. I mean, he's like, "Yo, I know you ain't talking about me with that Gerald Levert S curl, with them Gullah Gullah Island boots." Yo,
So he started snapping back.
I was killing him.
Yo, he snapped back, and he didn't even expect it. I'm like, yo, he's one of the illest people I know. Just open
Like, yo, he
that.
just snapped back at the coach.
Hey,
Yo, he
I
wasn't even a coach. He was a counselor.
counselor.
Oh, he was he
He
had
was
no
a
business.
counselor. He had no business. Yo, he had no business.
Counselors is fair game.
No,
Yo.
well, he was trying to act cute in front of everybody.
Yeah, you can't do
he,
that.
He ain't know the guard.
Yo,
Right.
he didn't
Know what
even
I'm
know.
saying?
He didn't even realize it.
He didn't know you was running in 7th grade.
Yo, I ain't never laughed so hard in my life. And I was like, yo, this is my man right here. I'm like, yo, I need to connect with this dude. Yo, I ain't never seen a grown man smile, cheese, and then walk away. Yo, my man straight up. Yo, he had nothing. He had
wasn't
nothing
no
for
problem.
him.
He had nothing for me.
Yeah, he had nothing for him.
He didn't know I was equipped like that.
Yo,
Early.
well, how we were like 12, 13?
12, 13. I was always slick. I was always slick with my mouth. I always
Yo,
had
he
a
was
mouthpiece.
quick. Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, he stood up to he's like, yo, I know you're
I
not
know you
talking.
ain't talking.
I know you ain't talking with that leather jacket. With that leather with the belt and the Gullah Gullah Island
Island
boots.
Because Gullah Gullah Island was a phenomenal cartoon.
I said,
It
yo,
was a series at the
yeah.
time.
I said, you didn't even have Timbs. You had them black whatever boots you had on.
Word.
Yo, we was all laughing. My man walked away. I said, yo, this is a nigga right here.
He had nothing else for him.
He had nothing else for him.
That's
I-
dope. So that
we
was,
go back like that, man.
yeah,
Straight
so that's
up.
when y'all first met each other.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was like, yo, ain't nobody fucking with this dude, man.
See, to my understanding, I thought y'all met each other in college when y'all played football together.
Nah, we played football early.
Yeah, we go way back.
Way
Junior
back.
high.
Junior
Yeah.
high, high school, then college. I actually met up with DB because, of course, DB was squared away on his grades all the time.
Yeah, I was a square, man.
Because you want them Nigerian
No, he wasn't.
parents to
He
beat
wasn't
your ass.
square, but he was about his business.
Yeah.
Me, I was just a clown and having
play.
fun. Like I started off late. I had to play catch up. My freshman and sophomore year, I was BSing, just having fun, chasing the girls. You know, I got all the clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all of it.
My junior year, that's when it was like, oh damn, like playing ball, that was the easy part. But now I'm like, yo, I gotta catch up for my GPA. And not for nothing, but my junior and my senior year, I always averaged it like a 3.8. But it was too late because your first 2 years I had to play catch up. Like even our senior year, I had like 3 social study classes, bro. I had like 2 maths that I had to catch up with.
I remember that. Yeah.
Right. Everybody's senior year was laid back. Like they could leave school early. Me, I was sitting there all day.
That nigga was busy, man.
He's doing a 9 to 5.
Yo, why you so busy, man? We out here chilling. Why you so busy?
Right. I
doing
can't
9 to
chill.
5.
Good out here.
Word. If I wanted to graduate on time, and it was something, but you know, it was all on me.
Yo, let me tell you something about H2, man. Your real shit, like, he was one of the first people I knew that was driving. You was driving at 15.
I was getting it in.
Yo, he was getting it in, man. Like,
I had Lucille, son.
yeah.
What car
was the whip, yo?
was that?
It was a Chevy, son.
Chevy what?
Chevy Lumina, son.
Okay.
Old school.
Oh, the 4-door joint.
4 doors. It was gold.
I
It was
remember.
gold too, son.
Yo.
And it had a permanent lean on it.
Okay.
Well, one of the shocks was messed up.
Now the seat was just the seat was adjusted just to that lean. I couldn't do nothing with it. So I
Yo.
just rode out with it.
That's it.
It didn't matter.
Yo, the energy was there
man,
with him,
yeah.
man. It was just like, yo, where Ralph at? Even my parents was like, you know, I come back home. How's your friend Ralph doing? How is your friend Ralph doing? Where's Ralph? How's Ralph? I'm like, what's up with me? Like, I'm here. Yo, he just had it, man. It was just, you know, something about him. He was just like, you know, he could just walk in a room and just light it up. You know, that's just how he was, and people gravitated towards him. You know, that's how he was. And that's why it's not shocking that, you know, things are moving the way they are moving for him today. So, you know, it's dope, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
That's dope.
No
It's a
doubt. I
blessing. It's a
appreciate you.
blessing.
So when did y'all really start getting serious about sports? Like when did y'all really start to lock in?
I tell you what, high school, but DB, because of course we played both sides of the ball. DB was a tight end and he was defensive end on defense, and I was a tackle on defense, and I was a tackle on line. So you know we went to camps, Penn State camp, CW Post camp, and we getting all these letters, and plus it wasn't Mike Tice, it was George O'Leary.
O'Leary, yeah.
Yeah, and he went to our high school, so he became head coach at Georgia Tech. So I started getting paperwork from Georgia Tech. So we just love we love sports and we love to stay active. Yeah. But as we got older, when going to college, when it was like football could pay for us to go to school, that's when we just start kick it up a notch and staying focused and driven on it. Like me and DB, we went to Syracuse together.
Yeah, the camp.
Remember they invited us out there?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
We saw the Jim Brown Shrine and
Dope.
everything because Syracuse was recruiting us.
Yeah, that was a whole big. Yo,
Who was the
time
quarterback
up there.
there when y'all were
Donovan McNabb?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Huh?
real shit.
dope.
Time up there.
Did y'all ever have a conversation with him when he was on the?
Nah, when we
recruiting visit?
went there, it was us and a whole bunch of cats out of New York State,
Okay.
and we all were there.
Yeah, I remember meeting this cat that was out of Brooklyn, Canarsie, Leon Williams.
Yes, linebacker.
You remember that day?
I remember. Yo, he like a grown ass man.
Crazy.
He looked like he was 30 years old, son.
Yo,
Chipped up. He's like 6'4", chest out the hair, shoulders like this. Like he was a big dude.
What, 17 years old?
Word.
Yeah.
And me and DB looking like, how the fuck is he playing linebacker?
word. It's like, yo,
And I'm an old tackle.
Right, like, where's his mortgage?
In the pros,
Like, yo,
right?
what is
right.
going on here?
This guy
So,
was two
you
mortgages.
here for the pro camp or something?
Right, son, I know you're not in high school, or you 27. What's going on?
Like, where's your Lambo?
word. And he knew he was going to Miami though. He just went up there just for the trip or whatever. But real shit though. Shout out to my man Steve Davis because
That's our brother.
yeah, he was the one that actually really put me on to like understanding college football because he would always you remember Steve, he would always watch it all the time.
All the time.
And he was always hip to everybody that was like coming out of high school, going to certain colleges and certain recruits that were going to that were pretty much destined for the league. So he was the one, honestly, that was like, he was pretty much the blueprint for like,
For us going hard.
Yeah.
And now
he was.
that gentleman you mentioned, was he a coach? Was he a player?
Now Steve was our high school running back.
He was our running back.
He was your running back.
Yeah,
Wow, I know that.
Steve ran a certified 4.2 for a 3.4.
So he did his homework. He
The
did
boy,
his homework.
listen, the boy was a demon.
Yo.
Track and football.
Going to Miami.
Me and Steve went to Penn State camp.
Okay.
We met Larry Johnson. We met his father, who was the defensive line coach, and we met LeVar Arrington.
Oh, yeah, I remember
That's
that.
LeVar, right?
Yeah.
LeVar. Yo, when we met LeVar, because it was the night we was leaving the camp, we got in trouble. So, coach said, "Well, I tell you what, don't worry about the stuff. Both of y'all come out fighting on the grass with me. You got 200 up downs." We said, "Shit, we leaving anyway. Ain't doing no up downs. You bugging." Hey yo, I shit you not. God's honest truth. So we go outside anyway just to entertain this guy, and nobody. Guess who we bump into LeVar Arrington. He outside. He had a dog chain around his neck.
Wow.
Dog chain with a t-shirt on, with his hat low, like. What y'all doing? What y'all getting in trouble for? So we like, nah, man, this dude over here, man. But yo, LeVar Arrington was the coolest dude ever.
What year was he in at that point?
Huh?
What year was he in?
He was like a sophomore.
Sophomore year, but he was still a
He
monster.
was a monster.
at Penn State.
Monster at Penn State.
He looked like a grown man.
No, it was him and Courtney Brown, because Courtney Brown was their star.
Brown.
Yes.
I remember he went to the Browns.
Yes.
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 And then he got that eye injury. I remember that. And then that's it.
But yo, LeVar was a specimen.
Yo, LeVar was blocking field goals back in college. Like, it was nothing.
He was doing crazy.
field goals.
But
Those
yo,
are like easy points. He was blocking them.
but it's just
Crazy.
You know, shout out to my brother Steve. Like, he was our running back. So when you talk about CI football, you can't talk about CI football without Stephen Davis.
Yo,
Right.
I think he has a record right now.
He holds it.
He holds a record for the most yards by a running back. I remember.
And you said he went to Miami.
No, he went to where'd he go? He went to
Cortland.
SUNY
Okay.
Cortland. SUNY Cortland.
Quarter.
I mean, that's another story in itself. I thought he should have went bigger, and he knows that. Like,
He knows
I think,
that.
yeah, he knows that. But yeah, that's another story in itself. But yo, I thought he was so good that I remember blocking for him. You block for him for a couple of seconds, and you just want to watch him run.
Gone.
Yo, and the coach would be
Gone.
like, "Why you guys watch? Just keep blocking, and he'll get to where." I'm like, "He's gonna get there anyway."
Hey, yo, I'll tell you one thing. We was the smallest school,
Yeah,
but we was the fastest and the strongest.
right.
We was small. Me and DB were like the biggest D and offensive linemen.
Right.
But we were so goddamn fast. Yo, I remember our run. We had 11 on 19, and that was just outside tosses.
Toss, yeah.
Yo,
That's right.
And they already knew you couldn't stop it. We ran that to perfection.
Yo.
Teams would get so pissed off. Stop them already. Yo, because all Steve needed was just a slight bit of daylight to hit
Yep.
that corner, and he
Right.
was gone.
He was going.
He was gone.
Yeah.
Even with track, he was a monster.
Shout out to Steve. Davis.
Shout out to Steve. Listen, our track team, when you saw that purple and gold, when we get off the bus with our sweats and everything, when we start warming up, teams left the track.
Yeah.
Because our 4x1, our 4x2, 100, 200, and pure, we dominated everybody.
Right.
And that's, I'm telling you, and CI, Central Islip, you can look it up, the record books. Dude just fast.
Wow.
And that's what we did to stay in shape. Another reason, because Steve ran track. And we was always together. Me, Steve, DB, Lopez, Roosevelt, Sean France. Yo, it was just we stay active. We just
shout out
love
to
to
all
work
of them,
out.
man.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
Word.
That's dope.
Damn.
So how's the so after that, the transition from high school to college, what was that like? To explain to people who are, who for some of those people, especially the class of 2020 who are now going into college, especially want to play sports. What's that
Student
that
athletes?
transition? Yeah, what's that transition like?
You start off, DB.
I think the transition now is much different than it was back then because everything that's going on right now. Depending on what school you go to, I think they're doing certain schools are doing camps and then certain schools are kind of like, okay, we're gonna put these things on hold until we get a hold of what's going on out there right now. But in terms of the transition, I feel like it's one of those things where it's, okay, we recruited you because of this talent. Okay, what are you going to do with this talent? Now, we know that you're capable of this. How are you going to build on that talent that we recruited you based off of? And, for those schools, they're pretty much going 50-50. Like, either this kid's going to turn out really good or this kid's going to turn out, this kid's going to be a bust. We don't know how this kid is going to turn out. So
It's a gamble.
yeah, it's pretty much a gamble. And, these coaches are banking on whether or not you're going to be the next big thing or you're going to be, just another guy. Or you hopefully will keep you on the roster just good enough to be on special teams or whatever the case may be.
Like a journeyman.
Right.
Right.
And I think for me personally, I think the transition was a little bit different because I wasn't the greatest, but I was okay. And I kind of knew my position at that point in high school. It was like, okay, I'm good enough. I know I'm good enough to play in college. And again, shout out to Steve because it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, I want to be in college and I want to do well, but I just want a team to give me the opportunity to do so. So I think one of the things is like, okay, once I get my opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it because I want to be here. And there's kids that, they feel like they deserve the right to be there and they just do the bare minimum, hoping that that'll keep them there. And that's not always the case. Like, I think, a lot of work comes with you want to be great or you want to be just be there as a roster spot. So,
Yeah.
that's huge.
I think it's crazy to sit here and listen to you say that you were just okay, but then I hear you made it to like the next level. That's like you're not just okay for you to make it to the next level.
It just shows his humility and how humble he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you the mindset. DB went straight to Stony Brook. Me, I had to go to a JUCO. So for those of you that don't know, a junior college are all Class A athletes that didn't make it to the D1 schools strictly off their grades.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to a JUCO, not only do you have to perform like you did when you was in high school, but it's a different level now. So your mentality is different. Mm-hmm. You got 20 dudes that ball out like you and then some.
Right.
But they couldn't go to the D1s because of their grades.
Right.
So you get on this team, your mindset got to be different.
Right.
It's still love. You love your fellow brother, but you still got to ball out.
Yeah.
Because what you need is what they need is tape. You need current film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from high school, you couldn't go to Florida. So where'd you go? And what's his JUCO? Mm-hmm. Well, how's that film when you played at JUCO? All coaches want to see is what you doing right now. Mm-hmm. You went to that JUCO, okay, how's your stats? What you do? Why are you deserving of a scholarship now?
Right.
So your mindset is different. It has to be different.
Right.
It's survival of the fittest.
Yeah. And think about it. Like you're 18 years old, 17, 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very easy for you to be like, listen, I'm just throwing the towel at that level. Like they pretty much told you like, listen, we feel like you're good enough to play at that level, but we just need you to start here because of A, B, C, and D.
Word.
And because of those obstacles, you're like, man, listen, like this is it for me.
Word.
Or you can just, at 18 years old, mind you, you're 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and you turn around and say, yo, listen, I need to jump through these obstacles. I know if I fight through this, I'll be good. And sometimes certain 18-year-old kids would be like, it is what it is.
Right.
And they'll just stop from there. But there's certain kids that want to fight through that because they understand like there's a bigger, there's more to this than what I'm in right now.
Like my family won't eat if I don't make it.
Right. And there's people that think like that. Like, I forgot whose story I was reading about. Matter of fact, it was, I forgot the name, but they were like, yo, I got a call from my family saying, yo, the lights are off in the house.
Yeah.
Mind you, they're in JUCO.
JUCO.
They're like, yo, the lights are like, how you doing? They just called to say, what's up?
Right.
Oh, how's everything going? Yeah, we good. The lights are off, but we all right. We'll be fine.
So your mindset.
Your mindset just changes from that point.
And you hours away from home and can't do
like,
nothing.
Yo, you're not even driving distance from home.
At all.
And they tell you like, yo, the lights are gone. We ain't got no energy. We can't even cook anything.
And all you got is points on your meal card.
Right. you got barely any points on your meal card.
Word.
And at that point, you're in survival mode. You know? And there's some kids that have to deal with that. And there's some kids that have this feeling, this notion that like, yo, I'll be able to make it anyway. But when you go into survival mode, like, you're just different.
Yeah, your mindset got to be you got to be driven,
Right.
and it's okay for your family to go through that. You got to look at the main objective. If I don't finish school, if I don't get the scholarship to go to a D1 school, I saw a lot of dudes just go back to the block and go home
Right.
because they just couldn't deal with it, failing, trying to ball out.
It's easy.
And then check it. And then if you get there and you argue with a coach, it's a wrap for you.
A huge depiction of that is on Netflix. What's that name of the football show?
Last chance.
Last
you.
chance.
Chance You.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That shit is a
No,
phenomenal show.
that's real. That's junior college football.
Right.
As real as it gets.
I wish they had that when I went to SUNY Morrisville. Shit is real.
Yo, it's real.
Y'all had dudes coming from Florida. Because at that time it was Nassau community and it was SUNY Morrisville were the top two powerhouses of JUCO.
Yep.
So we saw
I
them coming
remember
in.
Yeah.
But
And last but not least, of course, that big transition, that one that everybody, that the lights that everybody want, the one that you got. Like, everybody wants a Super Bowl, but before they get there, everybody wants the league.
Yeah.
What's that like?
real quick, ladies and gentlemen, my brother played for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, man. Why you got to do that, man?
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Why you gotta do that, man? Why
Yo, can I get an autograph?
you
Autograph on t-shirt right here.
Right.
why y'all gotta do that, man?
Yo, let me just say, our senior year at Stony Brook, DB went bananas at defensive end.
Yo, it was
Bananas. Tell the world, what award did you get, sir?
I got defensive player of the year, at the school. I got the sack record, which was recently broken I
many
guess a couple
sacks?
of years ago.
Yeah.
29 and a half.
Damn.
Yeah, 29 and a half for the 4-year career.
Monster.
Yo, honestly, man,
Yo, remember that time you shook Willie Cologne?
yo,
Wait,
I had him. I had him with
the guard that played for the
for Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
he played tackle for,
At Hofstra.
for the Steelers. Yo, it's funny because
Hofstra, yeah.
he does a
I was trying to
podcast
squat
for
back then.
yeah.
yeah,
squad.
he does a podcast for Barstool Sports. I forgot the name of it, but he works for them. But he was like one of their perennial guys, and I remember the week leading up to that game,
Yeah.
Red had a boy that played for Hofstra.
Yeah. Was it Colston?
No, it was his boy Keese. No, Colston was hurt.
He didn't play that game.
He was hurt.
He was hurt, right.
He was hurt. And
We're talking about Marcus Colston that played for the
the Saints.
Saints.
Yeah. And he had a really good career
NFL
in the
career.
NFL.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he was like, yo, the matchup they're concerned about is you versus Willie. Yo, real shit. I knew Willie was probably, I was like, yo, this dude, it almost seems like he's almost unbeatable. He had good feet, he had
Yes.
good hands.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, I know he was so not even reactive, but
Like
he was
fundamental.
he was fundamental. He was very super reactive. Like, he was proactive and reactive. I was like, yo, if I hit him with this inside move, I got him. And I remember that, like yesterday, I hit him with an inside one hit, and I hear, oh shit. Yo, I hear, oh shit. And right when this quarterback threw the ball, I hit him, and this quarterback ended up throwing a pick because I interrupted the pass. But long story short, Willie was official, really good player.
Yeah, he played what? How many years in the league? He was,
A couple of years.
I think he got a ring.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
he
a
got a
ring.
ring.
He got a
He got
couple
like
rings.
2 or 3 rings with
Yep.
the Steelers.
Yeah, he got a ring. Yeah, but he was a beast. But he was probably the best player I ever played against. But in terms of my career, I had a really good career. I'm not gonna lie about it. Sometimes I like to be bashful, but no bullshit. I had a really good career. But I think it was about the guys that were around me that they worked as hard, if not harder than I did, and they just made it that much easier.
Right.
But I just knew from the jump, I was like, listen, I needed to make it. I needed to be somehow, some way at the top of where I'm at right now, because I never forget it. I used to work at Pier 1 Imports. And
Hell yeah.
my manager used to
Amazing
that shit,
furniture.
right?
Yo, you had the hookup.
Yeah,
I
my
sold-
mom loves that furniture.
I sold the Papa San
It's
chair.
expensive as hell.
For you Pier 1 Import fans out there, I know I'm not sure if they're in business or not right now due to COVID, whatever, but the Papa San chair was the biggest seller out there. Ginger peach fucking candles and shit. The sprays and motherfucking, the potpourri out this motherfucker.
Let 'em know.
I'm telling you, Yo, it was real deal. Like,
it's official.
Yo, people used to spread bread in there. Bread.
Hell yeah.
Yo, but you still know the lineup though. Like,
I know the line. Yo, I know it. I know
It's a
it.
hard worker right there, bro.
Yeah, man. So check this. So, knowing all that, the manager at the time, he went to Stony Brook, and I played at Stony Brook. So I told him I was recruited there. I'm gonna play there. And one day we were talking, shooting the shit, and I'm like, yo, like, I know I could play in the NFL. And he just scoffed at it. He was like, no, nobody goes in the NFL for something. You're not playing in the NFL. And that was my motivation right there. I was like, yo, fuck this guy, first off.
Right.
And like, yo, I'm going to play in the NFL. Like, that's not a, it's either that or this. Like, fuck school, fuck the education. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, I'm going to the NFL because this guy said I couldn't make it.
Right.
And I never forget it. I had one of my best games ever. And I go to the bench and I go to the crowd, and this motherfucker's in the crowd cheering his ass off.
Is he?
Sure was.
David!
Yo, matter of fact, his initials were TJ.
TJ?
Shout out to TJ
Nice.
for being my motivation to make it to the NFL.
That's what's up.
And it was the craziest shit ever. Like, he straight up told me, like, there's no way. Nobody from Stony Brook ever goes
Shit,
there.
dude, you're from Stony Brook. There's
Like,
no way in hell
That's not happening.
Give it
you're
up,
playing
buddy.
professional football.
And the rest was just, it was history from there. Like, I had a great time, man.
So how
It
many
was-
years you did over there?
I did 4 years at Stony Brook. I went through Minnesota camp, and that was a very, very interesting situation from
Hey, yo,
from the
how's
start to the
college
finish.
to now professional? What's the mindset like?
It's different. Like, when you're in college, especially at the smaller school, it's all about team camaraderie. You build a rapport with your teammates to the point where it's like a brotherhood. And it's like, I gotta, help my guy. And when you get to when you transition to the NFL, it's like, it's self-preservation. It's like, you have to make sure, like, it's great when you win a Super Bowl, right? But everything's got to be clicking. Like, everything's got to be lined up together. But in the NFL, it's like, I got to get mine. I got to take care of me.
So you got to be selfish in that respect.
You have to. Because if you're not, like, I'm not saying forget the team, but it's more so along the lines of, like, I got to make sure I have a job and I'm secure before I worry about the team. Not that you don't worry about the team objective, but I got to have a job first.
Right.
I got to be solidified in this spot. Because at any moment, even when I signed the contract, even when I signed the free agent contract, on it says, this is null and void. Like, yo, we're going to pay you this unless we guarantee you this. Like, we can cut you tomorrow. So your salary at the time, like, the league minimum was like $275K. We'll guarantee you that. But at any moment, any given time, we can cut you.
Right.
So we can cut you at week 5 with no problem. So at that point, it's like, you got to preserve yourself. Like, you got to find a way. You got to be creative in terms of keeping yourself on the team. And for a guy like me, the way to do that was special teams. And know what I know now, I would have went that much harder with special teams as I did with playing my position. Because you had Napoleon Harris in front of me. They just drafted, what's his face? Erasmus James. So there was a ton of people in front of me.
Oh,
It's
he was
like,
the DN out of Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, big names.
bruh. Yo, the stories about that cat,
Really?
bruh.
So yo, put us in Minnesota with you.
Yo,
Yeah,
What's it
yeah,
like?
yeah. Paint that picture.
Paint
I'll
that
paint that
picture.
picture for you right now. Listen.
Is it
we're-
cold?
We're about, it was December time, so it was warm, so we good.
Cold up there.
So I know about, cold Minnesota because I hear so many stories to the point where it's like, Yo, it gets so cold you gotta put an electronic heat in your car to keep it warm. Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to live over there.
Yo, it was crazy.
So who you have? Dante Pepper was your quarterback.
Dante Culp. Yo, the coolest motherfucker
Culpepper.
I ever met, man.
Dante Culpepper,
Yo,
what?
real shit. The coolest dude I ever met, man.
I
Wow.
remember when he made the
Real
cover of
down to
Madden.
earth.
Yeah.
Yo, he was at this time. He was like big time. Like he was like one of the top echelon, maybe like top.
He was on
5.
Madden.
Yo, he was on the cover.
He was on
yo,
Madden,
Yo,
that's what I'm
he was
saying.
on the cover. Yes, he
Yes,
was.
I remember. Yeah, he was on
Yo,
Madden.
the most down to earth person I ever met, man. Yo, he used to call me. He's like, "Oh, you from New York?" He didn't really meet people from New York, so he called me New York because I was the only one he met that played football from New York. Most down to earth people you ever met, man. Real shit. But yo, will humble the shit out of you. The NFL, like it really, really, like certain guys, like you can tell, like okay, they the upper echelon of shit, but when you like trying to get into the league, like if you're not focused, you can easily get jaded and clouded into like the limelight and all that other bullshit. But it's all about like I said, self-preservation. Like you got to figure out a way to stay relevant, whether it be cracking somebody on special teams, because you're really not gonna get any reps as a like a DN or whatever position you play. Like you got to make it happen on special teams. That was it. And had I known that, maybe could I have been there? Maybe, but it is what it is.
Nah, but you was
Was Randy-
there though. You was there.
Yo, I was there, man, and it was the craziest shit. Like, even from the time I signed up until like it was like a movie, man. I couldn't believe it.
They made you shave your eyebrows too, right?
Yo, I ain't
Rookie camp.
eyebrows.
Rookie camp.
Hey yo, I tell you, hey yo, when you left our senior year, you left. How much did you weigh?
Yeah, I weighed 225.
Hey yo,
The senior year.
My senior.
225.
DN.
listen. When he got to Minnesota camp,
Yeah.
when he got to camp, he came home one weekend. I think he was home for a week or a couple days. He just came home from jail. Hey yo, I never seen DB like yoked up. He gained so much weight just for being that program. Tell him about that.
Honestly, I didn't even feel it. But every time after I worked out, I'm like, I gotta grab a shake. I'm like every time after I worked out, I was starving. I was hungry. So not only did they have shakes available like in this machine, but you didn't even have to put a quart. Like you just open up a fridge, you grab a Gatorade shake, you drink it, and then upstairs was a cafeteria. So they were serving salmon, steaks, like anything you wanted was prepared.
High quality.
High quality. And I was eating that every day for months because when I get back to my hotel room, there's not much. So, I was eating that between getting paid. I would go out to eat and you don't even really notice it until one day we just all hopped on the scale and it was like, oh shit, I'm 245 pounds right now? Oh shit.
How that happened?
How the fuck did that happen? Like, where did this come from?
I was just here working out.
245, just like that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
In a short 2-3 months. That's crazy.
And I came back home and, again, I'm looking at myself every day. I don't really notice it. And my brother's like, what the fuck are y'all eating at? What they feeding you out there?
I was eating moose.
I'm like,
out
what
in
you
Minnesota.
talking about? And I recently seen the picture. One day I'll post it. My face was swollen.
Yeah,
The
guns was blazing.
Killing the sun.
Jersey couldn't even fit on him, son.
He was extra
Got out the
thick.
car.
Like a onesie.
Damn.
Like a
out there.
onesie, son. Like a real
Yo.
He was
superhero.
Yo, DB was yoked up, son.
extra thick.
Shit was
Watch your
fun.
mouth, son. Damn.
Boy, whoa.
Jesus.
Let's slow that down a bit. Let's bring that back.
Right.
Let's bring that back.
Wow.
Let's bring that back.
Hey, yo.
Yo, but nothing beats Yo,
Oh, my God.
pause. Shout out to the oyster bar, man.
Word.
I never been there.
I never been there either, but
Right.
shout out to them anyway.
I saw it a couple times on TV.
Right.
I said that's not for me.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Yo, it was something else, man. And you know, not only that, but just the people that I came encounter with, and like the level of players and the caliber of players that I came in front of. It was just wow, man. Matter of fact, I had a chance to meet Randy Moss.
Wow.
And that was the year that he left.
Wow.
So what year is this when you was up there? 2000 what?
What,
2005.
6? 05, yeah.
05.
End of
Okay,
5.
yeah.
And he had just went to the Raiders. And yo, real shit, the most down to earth people I ever met, man. Like, he was just cool. Like, I walked up to him. I was like, yo, I ain't never met you before. I just know you based off the video game, and I seen you on TV. You know, he just laughed. And he was just like a regular person at the end of the day. And there was some cats up there. I'm just like, yo, you could tell they was Hollywood. Like they attitude and just their energy was just different.
Right.
But I remember, you know, two people that really stuck out to me the most was Randy, like in terms of like being up there, was Randy Moss and Dante Culpepper. Like they were at the top of their game at that time. But yo, the coolest and most down to earth people I ever met.
That's dope.
At that level. Like they were making millions, man.
Yeah,
I remember,
superstars.
Yo, Dante Culpepper rolled into camp in Mankato with a fucking electric orange Maserati. Damn. Nobody had that shit. Yo, nobody had that. But they gave us bikes to ride to practice. Yo, he was riding around in a drop top Maserati. The shit didn't even have a top on it. And it was electric orange.
And in Minnesota.
In Mankato, in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was still like when you met him, it was just like, it was all love at the end of the day, man.
That's
like,
dope.
It was dope, man. It was the best, man. Like, and then Randy, when I met him, he had to go on away party, as a matter of fact. And everybody came out to see him. And you heard stories about him like, yo, nobody could beat him in practice. There was nobody that could cover him. Like, he was just a workaholic, you know what I'm saying? And he was just that good. And I remember mentioning it to him, and he was just like, he was humble with it. Like, you know, I did what I could. Like, I just wanted to be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you ain't here? He's like, well, you know, that's how the business goes. Like, this is how the game is. You know, you know, speak to this person. You know, if you're looking for this, speak to this person. Like he was just looking out. That's just kind of
Just
dude
giving
he
you
was.
knowledge.
Yo, that's just how he was, man. And there was just certain guys, you know, I'm not gonna mention it now, but yo, there was just certain guys that was just like, nah, I can't fuck with that dude, man. Like,
Well, they was messing with him at all?
nah, like, yo, I'll tell you this story. So fucking speak my language, but I remember leaving practice, and at that time, we either had like a person drive us back, or if you missed that person, like you had to figure out a way to get back to your hotel room at the time. And
Was it far?
yo, honestly, it might have been a little over a mile away, but to walk a mile
After practice, yeah, you don't want to do that.
that's just a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there was two players in particular, and I was standing outside. I'm like, yo, and they were big name players too. And I was like, yo, your mom gave me a ride back. I'm like less than a mile away. They looked at each other and was like, nah, we ain't going in that direction.
Like, nah, dog.
They were like,
What side of the ball did
yo, they
play?
looked at each
Defense,
other
offense?
like a half smirk. It was like, nah, we ain't going that direction. And the funny shit was, the same dudes that I'm talking about, some shit happened to them.
Really?
Yo, some shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
To both of them?
To both of them. Well, one of them in particular, like heavy.
Mm.
Yeah. Big time.
They played defense or offense.
Defense.
And they were like, nah, dog, we ain't going that way.
Yo, I never forget it. I was sitting outside. Matter of fact, CJ Mosley, shout out to him. He was drafted in the 4th round. He played D tackle, and he had already left. And I could have left with him. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I still got some shit I got to do over here. And him and I was cool. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it. Go ahead. Do what you need to do. I'll figure it out. And he left. And he was like, yo, I got you. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. Don't even worry about it. Because I ain't want to hold him. You know what I'm saying? So he left. And these two come out and they were talking to each other and shit. And I'm like, yo, they might be. And thinking, and mind you, I'm coming out with Stony Brook, camaraderie, brotherhood, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I'm like, yo, can y'all give me a ride back? Thinking like, yo, we
They
got
had the whips out there. They had the whips out there.
Yo, dope whips. One had a range.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they both rode in his range,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. I'm like, yo, I just need to ride back to the Marriott Residence Suites. I'm right around the corner. I'm right around the corner.
And they know you.
They know me
They see you in the jersey.
every day. Matter of fact, one of them called me Baba Ak because I wore glasses in the meeting.
Not Baba.
Baba Ak.
Baba.
Right. And I'm like, yo, can y'all give me a ride back? You know, I'm right around the corner. Yo, they looked at each other and was like,
Nah, dog.
we going the other direction.
Damn.
And one of them, I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, yo, not only is he a captain, but he's a vet and he knows the game.
Right.
You gonna do that?
This game is, he's he's a perennial Pro Bowler.
Wow.
Perennial.
Wow.
Acting like that.
Yo,
Shame on him.
if y'all
Word.
put two and two, both of them perennial Pro Bowlers, matter of fact. And y'all put two and two together
Is he from the SIP?
from the SIP, dog.
I already know you talking about.
You already know.
Yeah.
You already know.
Damn shame.
And then the other one got into some shit.
Wow. Well, you know, it's karma. Can't
Yo,
treat people like that.
bro, like,
Yeah.
I can't believe I was. And the funny shit was like,
They were supposed to be big bro. Like, yeah, I
Right.
got you. No
Come
doubt.
on. You're supposed to groom
I
your
mean, what's
pup,
a mile?
bro.
What's a mile? What's a mile?
Word. Drop me off.
You an NFL superstar. What's a
yo,
mile?
I would have never thought that this, like, the shit that he got caught up in, I would have never thought he got caught up in the shit.
You never know a person, bro.
Yo, you never
Now
know.
you
until-
never know.
And it's like, yo, they throwing it at you. Why you got to do that?
Insane.
Why you do that?
It's crazy.
It happens.
Wow. But like I said, the experience is great. It was fun. I loved it. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. But it, certain people was on some shit, and then other people was just on some other shit.
It's all good.
What would you say your for all the viewers out there and all listeners, whether it deals with just hard work in general or it just deals what's some advice you would give people to all the listeners right now, like to summarize everything you've done, whether it be, just what advice would you give?
The advice I would give is if you're looking to, so let's just say you're looking to build a career in that field, right? So let's just say the NFL. You gotta understand your story and your situation, and play it accordingly. Like H says, like you gotta play it accordingly. Like if you come from a small school and you know that the odds are against you from the jump, you got to play your part. And there's a ton of small school guys that has some really good success in the league. And the common denominator is special teams. So if I had somebody that said, yo, Dave, you need to focus on special teams, I would have done that. But, for me, it was just like, you had guys around you that was like, yo, I feel like I'm better than this guy that's playing in front of me. You can't think with that mindset because those guys already got it made, because at that level, they already know, okay, I'm going to focus my energy and attention on this guy because we invested in this guy. We just use you as a camp body. So
That's the crazy part.
yeah,
Body.
if you understand and know that you're a camp body, like put your feelings aside. Yo, I'm a camp body. So because of that,
So for the audience, let them know what a camp body is.
so a camp body is somebody that comes in. You might have did your thing in college, but at the end of the day, you got to your position because you did your thing in college, but you're not better than the guy that came from University of Georgia. You're not better than the guy that came from Florida State. You're not better than the guy that came from Alabama. You might feel that you are. You may be, but you didn't come from that school. So you're still a camp body. So as a camp body, you got to act accordingly. So when it comes to special teams, that's where you shine, really. You could have did great, in terms of a rep and practice, but we guaranteed this guy a 7-figure salary. We gave this guy a 7-figure salary signing bonus. So that's what we focus on right now.
Yeah.
We need to get that guy better. The guy that we did a $5,000 signing bonus or no signing bonus at all, you got to do your thing on special teams.
you better work them.
Yo, you gotta work him. For example, Terrell Davis, right? He was a camp body,
Yes, he was. A running
right?
back.
He was a camp body at running back. Yo, he had one play on special teams that right now he's a yellow jacket because of it.
It ignited him.
It ignited him. Yo, he ran down the field and cracked somebody. And that's what made his career. So you gotta know your role and know your position and just take advantage of it and just get better at it.
Right.
And where some of these guys fails is that they don't understand their position. Like the cat we read about the other day that brought Shorty to his room.
Oh, the rookie
Right.
from the Seahawks.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oklahoma State. Like, bro, you didn't even play like that when you were in college.
he didn't even start in college.
He didn't.
You was an undrafted free agent, bro.
Yo, play your position and play it right.
Didn't
You
even
can't
make
be
it.
acting like that.
Yo, you know what his signing bonus was?
What?
$2,000.
Yo, real shit. Yo. Yo.
That's not even an overtime check.
Yo. Listen.
$2,000.
That's true.
Yo, I started for listen, we went to a small school. Went to a small school. I started for 4 years. I didn't even get a signing bonus. I didn't even get that. But you got a signing bonus and you didn't even start and you pull that nonsense. Like, again, I'm not gonna get into it too heavy, but yo, play your position.
All right.
Play your position and be the best at it.
Word.
Period.
That's dope.
Perfect
You know?
intro. Thanks, bro.
Yo,
That was phenomenal.
That was fire.
you know how I get down, man. Like,
Word.
just play it and just know what it is. And if you're trying to get better, do the things that's gonna get you better.
I feel sorry for all those kids that their fathers listen to this podcast. You better. DP said you
Right.
better mother.
but you know
Had him
what?
out there running sprints.
Nah, but that's what it's the truth. It's the truth.
It's
though.
the truth, but my whole thing was, of course, everybody's got dreams and aspirations of going to the league and this and that. I remember our coach, Sam Kornhauser. Love that man.
Shout out to
Hey,
Coach
Shout
K.
out to Coach K.
They got a football coach name too.
Hey, yo,
Yeah, that is
That's a
Word.
dope, that's a dope coach
Sam
name.
Kornhauser,
Right.
son. That's my man. Appreciate you, Coach. Love you. He told me when they recruited me back to come home from Morrisville, he said, Ralph, the biggest thing is, I understand you got dreams and aspirations of going to the NFL. He said, but I want to prepare you so that you could be professional in life. When he said that just something just
It struck a chord.
it struck a chord, and that's when I knew. Like, I already was gonna go here. I already was gonna go and sign with Stony Brook just off of DB, and my brothers on the D line,
Yo,
because the camaraderie we had was just simply amazing.
big time.
The chemistry was simply amazing. But when Coach K sat me down as a man and spoke to me, I was done. I haven't had a coach tell me that ever.
It's dope.
And he said, Ralph, it's my job to prepare you to be professional in life.
Yo, it's one thing for a coach to be like, we want you to be this, we want you to be this kind of player, but it's another thing for a coach to say, listen, I want to prepare you for life.
Right.
Listen, I wanted to be in there, but I understood that it wasn't the be all end all. Like, it's not gonna last forever.
Nah, he shows that he's committed
Right.
to life.
Yo, speaking of Coach K, when I was recruited out of high school, he came to a basketball game. He didn't have to do that shit.
Right.
He came to a basketball game, and then he sat me down before the game started and was like, we really want you here, and here's what we're looking to do with you. And I'm like, aside from all the other shit, like, I'm going to go here. Listen, and truth be told, Stony Brook wasn't giving me any money. Matter of fact, they would get me into the school through the EOP program, which is an Equal Opportunity Program.
Hell yeah.
They would get
Helped
me
a
in
lot
school
of
through
kids
that
in
way.
New
That
York
helped
City.
a lot of
A lot
people.
of kids.
Hell
Yo,
yeah.
shout out to EOP.
Word.
EOP, yeah, they
Shout
need
out to the
bring that
EOP
back.
program. Yes.
Is that still around? Like, they need to bring that back if it's around.
I don't even know if
They
it's
probably
still
got
around.
new improved programs. Probably something similar.
Maybe a different name.
That it gets
Yeah.
right.
But we need that back.
What's that? That's something in New York.
Yeah.
EOP.
Yeah.
EOP.
Instead of you
Opportunity
paying, they
program.
took
Equal
care of
opportunity.
you.
Okay.
So what it is
dope.
it's a program that helps underprivileged kids that, have the goods to, they have what it takes to go to college, but they don't necessarily have the economic means to do so.
Right.
So what schools like SUNY schools and New York schools do is that they say, hey, listen, we understand that this kid has a lot of potential. Let's give them some money towards going to school. Or depending on what their situation is. Like I've seen kids broke, like no money. Moms are raising them, pops are raising them, but they don't have any money. But they're smart kids.
Yep.
And what the EOP program does is that they come in and say, listen, we want to help you. We want to help your child get to school and get a proper education because beyond high school, this is what they need.
Talking to Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EOP, I mean, Ra went through that.
Yeah.
My cousin Mike, who runs
dope.
like all the branches of Chase in Queens, shout out to him. He came through that program. A lot of half the
That's
whole crew
dope.
came through that program.
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
EOP,
Stuff like that
they all
helps
went to
out.
college.
Yeah, stuff like that
Before
winds
you
up
get
helping our
degrees.
country,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's
Takes care of
beautiful.
kids,
Yeah.
man.
Yep. You invest, man. It's just like anything else. You invest in the kids, man. It'll
It
turn
always
back for the
come
country.
back tenfold.
It'll always help us.
Absolutely.
Word up.
All right, Triple C, what we got?
Blocks to badges. Blocks to badges.
Jump in on the beat.
Okay.
Blocks to badges.
Ah, you messed it, bro. You messed it.
You be in the background like Barry White, like you drop it in, drop it.
Oh man.
The first question we got is from Geo45. What do you recommend to decompress after a long tour of duty and you just finished dealing with a child abuse call where the parents abuse their child and now you're going home to see your kids?
I ain't got nothing.
Geo45.
Geo45, it's what's up, bro? Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate your question. My thing is, yo, you at work, you put your work hat on. When you're done with work, don't even think about it. Leave it at work. You got to have other outlets. And one of those other outlets is your family. Go home, have fun with your kids, enjoy the wife, play video games if you don't have a different hobby. Find other outlets. Don't let that affect you. Because that's part of the job. And that's another reason why officers don't make it after retirement. They hold so much within the years of service. It affects so many officers. Because trust me, I've been to those calls with the child abuse and had to go get a warrant for the parent. It happens. But at the end of the day, you take your hat off, you leave everything with work inside that locker and you decompress. Another form of decompressing. Listen, put some nice music on the way home. Once you get home, sip you some nice brown water. Talk to the wife. Just find different outlets and forms of not letting work affect you, and it shouldn't affect you. And if you got to talk to somebody, it's okay to talk to somebody. Talk to your friends. You know what I mean? But please don't let that affect you, my brother.
DB, you got anything for that?
Yo,
And DB, you can respond because
Because from the civilian,
just because you don't do police work, you still have a long day at work.
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
I think one of the things, and that's a very good question because, doing what you guys do, like first and foremost, I appreciate everything you guys do because it takes a lot for you to say, hey, listen, like aside from what I have going on at home, I'm willing to sacrifice everything I have to make sure the public is safe and protected. I think the biggest thing is being able to separate work from home because, listen, there's certain things that we take personal. Like there's certain things for me, I'm in the medical device sales and, there's certain things I take personal where it's like, I can't help but say how I feel. So, with that being said, like, what do you guys do to say, I go through this every single day, right? And I can't help but feel a certain way, but I still got to go home and be the figurehead in my family. Or I still got to go home and say, I got to be strong.
Right.
So
You got to set your feelings aside and make sure the family's right.
Right. So, aside from that, like, what do you guys do to say, hey, I still got to keep my game face on and off? Like, what are some of the things that you guys do to make sure that that's you keep that same game face?
I think with me, because I have so many different personalities, like I'm just happy-go-lucky a lot. I don't let stress bother me because, born and raised, the things that, we saw growing up, and it's just overall my personality. I don't let things affect me. You know what I mean? That shouldn't affect me, or things that I got no control of. I don't let that bother me at all. I only control what I can control. So you get a call like that with a child abuse. Of course, with any sane person, it's going to affect you, and it affects you double that if you have children.
Right.
So you have to remain professional. Now, you got to set yourself aside. I'm not a civilian. I'm a police officer. I have to enforce the law, uphold the law. So once I investigate what happened in reference to this incident, if it's deemed that it was child abuse, well, everything has their protocol. Right. You got to bring the child downtown. Child has to be evaluated by a specialist. Once the nurse come back, the nurse will let you know if it's deemed child abuse or if it's not. If it is, you got to get the social worker involved, and then you got to see who actually did the child abuse. Then you got to go, file for charges for that particular person and take it from there. But in that situation, you just got to separate yourself. You can't get emotional. You got to stay professional at the job at hand. This is what I have to deal with. This is what I have to enforce. This is what law was violated. And this is what I have to uphold. And my duty and my responsibility to have that child safe, place that child in a safe atmosphere. And, it's tough, but it's part of the job. It's part of what I have to do. And once I'm done, I have that personality to where I'm leaving work at work and I'm going home. I'm going home to be a husband, a father, and I'm going to have fun with my kids. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to have a blast with them. And, and I have other outlets too, which is with y'all, our group chat. If, it's always good to just have different outlets, if the job affects you like that. Dre?
There's two things. Well, there's something that you mentioned that was pretty spot on, the fact that we have to put aside what we deal with at home to come out there and deal with, other people's problems. That's a huge, part of the job, which is what goes back to what H said, being a professional. This job that we do, in light of everything that's going on, we're professionals.
Right.
So with being professional, you may get an officer that his home is falling apart. But he's coming out here, he's going to give you the best service that he could give you. Right. As far as me, like with this call, what I do, kind of like a little bit of both. I definitely partake on the brown water, clear water. There's no lie about that. But while I'm sipping and I'm appreciating my life and what I've done for my kids, I always go to my kids every time I come home and I hug and kiss them, whether they're sleeping or not. And I just make sure that I keep them away from that. And that's the way I personally handle it. Yeah, and then my outlets, I like to work out, I drink, I chill, I like laughing with you guys, and other than that, it's unfortunate that there's parents out there that bring kids into this world and they're not prepared for whatever may be, and then certain things happen to these kids and it's not their fault, and then we're the ones that see it. Like everybody that's chanting, defund police, they don't see these things. Right. We do. Right. And then we go home and we look at our kids, and sometimes kids act up, but you got to be professional, right, to treat them like, hey, all right, I'm not gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna talk to you and teach you the right way of doing things, right? To control your emotions from now, because one day when you get older, your emotions are gonna get the best of you, and you're gonna remember, oh, my dad, my mom taught me how to do this.
Now, not to stay on this too long, because I know you got other questions, but it seems like that's what you guys can turn on and off, right? Was it a process that it took you guys some time to get to this point where you're able to say, this is work, and then this is what I got to deal with when I go home, right? I got the uniform on to, these amount of hours of the day, and then now that uniform comes off and I got to do it. Because at the end of the day, you saw what you saw. Like, it is what it is. Like, you saw those things happen. You saw it unfold in front of you. Like, you guys have been doing your jobs long enough to know 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
But then at the same time, you got to flip that switch and become Dre dad,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, for me, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Patrol. Shout out to everybody that does patrol. Patrol is the bread and butter of every department. Patrol
it's
sees,
the backbone of everything.
right. They see it from beginning to end. They see it just through and through. Like me, I see most of my cases are people that are shot. Will I lie to you and say, oh, I can shut it off and turn it on? No. Sometimes it creeps into my personal life. But at that point, I got to either pick up the phone. I might call H. I might call my cousins and just speak, or, I might go for a run. I might go for a drive. In my house, they know Daddy's going for a drive. They know. And I'll loop 695. I'll do it like it's NASCAR. I don't care. That's serious. I'm doing the whole beltway.
Right.
I might do it twice. But when I come home, nobody gets that smoke. And unfortunate that comes with the job, but that's me handling it in my way. That's me handling it as a professional, because my kids don't got nothing to do with that.
Right.
But I don't want to take it out. I don't want to bring that aura home, so that's what I do. I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah, with me, it's different. I never let that bother me. It's just a part of my personality. I know how to separate it. You know what I mean? Because if I come home and I got a grill and I'm pissed off about what happened at work, first and foremost, your kids notice everything.
Right.
Off the rip.
Off the rip.
They feel it.
They feel it. They see the tension. If your genuine love isn't there, like it normally is when daddy gets home, they creep up on it.
Right.
And then, they notify the wife. Wife is like, what's going on? Like, I never want to bring that home.
Right.
Ever. So very rarely do I even bring it up in the chat, because it doesn't bother me. I keep a professional. And once I'm done with work, I'm going home. I'm daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm Ralph. Let's have some fun. And it's I don't know why it became easy for me to do that. I guess because it's just my personality and how I am, how I'm wired. And with some officers, it really is tough for them.
Yeah.
It really is tough for them.
Yeah.
They hold on to those demons, and they what they do more is they drink more. And with drinking more, they don't work out more.
Right.
When not working out more, your diet is horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me get another pizza.
Right. Let me get that pie.
Let me get that pie.
Eating a whole
scarf
pie
that
now.
down home by
You know what
myself.
I'm saying?
Right.
And you're holding in those demons, and it just doesn't get any better. You don't have any outlets to talk to anybody in reference to it. And go ahead, Dre.
And you know what's crazy about those demons that you just mentioned? It's not your demons.
Nah.
It's not your demons.
Nah, you holding on to it for what?
For somebody else's demons.
Word.
It's true.
And that's real.
It takes a long time for people to realize that. Word up.
That's dope.
What's the next one?
All right, we got one from the Real Minority Report.
My man.
A little bit lighter on this one.
That's a Florida boy, though.
Florida boy, Tampa. Peace. What's up, baby?
Have you ever been
Yo, shout out to
chased
Tampa.
by a dog on a call?
Oh, my God.
That's a good question.
Hey, yo.
What my man say on Friday?
Go.
Goddamn dog, baby. Rest in peace, dog.
Listen, my man. That was my first shooting.
Oh, that's right. It was.
That was my first shoot.
He busted. Yeah, he did.
So check it, right? I'm on patrol, and I got Sean. I got Sean with us, Happy. So Happy, he was our partner at the time. He left the department.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Happy, great guy, little guy. He's like fucking 4'11", bald kid from Jersey,
4'11", full of
full of
piss and
energy,
vinegar.
full of piss and vinegar.
He'll slap anybody.
Anybody, he don't care.
We gotta get him on.
We gotta get him on. But so me and Happy were riding together. So we get this call of a dog running around attacking people.
I remember that.
So I'm like, all right. It came out. You know, I'm still responding to it. But then the same call popped up like 5 times after that with different people. This dog is a pit bull. It's running around trying to bite people. So I said, damn. I said, it came out like 5 other times. I said, yo, it's official. We got to go. So we go and we get there. I see 2 guys on top of the roof of their car. I said, sir, his dog is down there. It's by the school. It's waiting on kids to attack kids on the bus. I said, damn. So we get down there. So the school, like the back of the school is an alley where there's homes over there. So there's kids on the bus driver opens the door. He's like, yo, the dog's right over there. He keeps trying to attack everybody. So I said, all right. So Heppy's driving. I said, yo, just go in the alley. And now I see the dog. It's in the back of this house, but there's no fence, no nothing. It's not confined at all. It's just reckless, running around. So I see the dog. I said, damn. We ain't got no net, no nothing. I'm like, and I got kids here. You got people here. Dogs trying to bite. I can't have that. So I called, what you call it? Animal control.
Animal control.
Try to get them out. Who knows when they can get there? So, you know, I get out the patrol car. I'm backing up. When I tell you, when this dog locked eyes on me, it was on and popping. Hey, yo. That dog looked at me and ran at me.
He ain't like your uniform.
Woo! I swear to God. Hey, yo, it ain't like my uniform.
Like a bull.
Hey, yo.
Bull seeing red.
My training kicked in. Tap, rack, check, and go.
Good night.
That was it. Done.
That night.
Done. Yeah, but you know, and like anything else, yo, homicide came out.
Clean shoot.
Of course, everything was investigated.
Have
I
to.
mean, you
Had
saved
to.
a bunch of kids.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
can't have it. Yo, it's a pit bull.
No, yeah.
So when I got out the car, when she saw me, she was go. I'm like, I said, damn, what I do? Hold up.
You gotta-
Had to double tap that thing 2 times. You heard?
Bang, bang.
Right. Lionel.
Early.
Yo, you have to, man.
But yeah, bro, that was my first shoot, man. I had no other choice, man. This dog was attacking people, I got kids on the bus. But yeah, the dog tried to get me. You know, she's a dog. She's in doggy heaven.
Rest in peace.
May she rest in peace. Me, I haven't been. When we used to hit houses, dogs would come at us, but we would just hit them with the shield. But nah, I never like had a dog chase me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't do the dogs. I don't do that.
I don't know, man. It's
Like,
too much, bro.
Right? Am I right? Like most of us from New York, we don't touch other people's dogs. We don't. We don't
I'm not
do
petting
that.
no dog. I'm not.
I'm
hey,
good.
come on over here.
Yeah,
no, I'm
yo,
good.
She don't
but
bite.
The first
Nah.
question is like, yo, is your dog trained? Like,
Right.
your dog,
Yeah,
does
what's
he bite?
going on? Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No.
Like, oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I grew up with them boys from Yonkers. They used to. Yeah, I don't know. Not doing it.
But now, my man, yeah, that was it. We don't really, you know, it's part of the job, but I like to stay away from the dogs, bro.
Yeah, I stay away from it.
She had to get off of here.
I mean, is there a lot of dogs down there in Tampa where he's at?
Oh, no,
Might
it
got
must
some
be.
gators.
Probably.
Hey,
Probably. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out, bro.
The Real Minority
Real Minority
Report.
Report. Good job.
The next one is we got 2 questions from Bandulo Bolt. That is the
that Bolt?
Yep, that's the IG name.
Okay.
Bandulo Bolt.
Episode 23 right there.
Word.
Yeah. If you were commissioner chief for the day and had the opportunity to change one thing realistically within your organization that would immediately boost morale, what would it be? No question.
Let the money go.
Word.
Let that money
Let that-
go,
no, listen.
baby. Back that truck up and let us
Word.
work. Let us work.
Let us get that OT. You heard?
And come downtown. I'll give you a hug. If I was the commissioner.
Yeah. If I was a commissioner, I let that OT go. I wouldn't cap it, and
Is that you can't cap it in this town.
it's too much going on. There's too much going on.
Too busy.
And what I would do, I would round up my entire police staff. I will round everybody up and tell them how much I love them and appreciate them.
Holla.
Let your officers know how much you care about them.
That's big time.
And that ain't got shit to do with politics.
Word.
That's got something to do with love, being, and that's a true leader.
Will you serve ice cream?
Yo,
I
that's
give everybody, you know what I'm saying, some chocolate de vanilla.
That's it.
Vanilla.
The vanilla. Yo, you know what? Back the truck up, and I think I'm gonna go with that. Come downtown, I'll give you a hug. Straight up.
yo, ain't nothing like
A good hug?
you working somewhere. That
my
too.
fault.
That too. Now
Right.
listen, that's big. But nothing like you working somewhere and your brass saying, yo, we appreciate you.
It
Here's
goes,
what we gonna do.
You work harder.
Yo, it goes a long way because
harder.
you know it's one thing for you because everybody works to make a living and take care of themselves, but then it's another step when your supervisor says, "Yo, I really appreciate that.
absolutely.
Like, let me take care of y'all real quick. You know, let's take some time out. Not sure what you got going on after work, but I really want to show my appreciation to you by taking it. Like I remember when I worked before I had my gig, I used to work at Enterprise Rent a Car, and I used to do stuff like happy hours and go kart. I mean, some people like oh, it's a regular thing, but some people like, damn, like I really like that because, you know, I'm busting my ass working, but this person really took the time out to say, hey, let me get you a drink or let me do something fun. So that goes a long way, man.
And-
Like,
Yeah,
you'd be
the
surprised.
appreciation level, like
Yeah, appreciation, regardless of what it is.
especially in this line of work, we're all cops. Like, our main job is to see if you're lying to us. We can pick up a liar just off of like the way you look.
Right.
So like when we don't feel appreciative or appreciative, we can pick that up. We can pick up the bullshit.
What's genuine, what's not.
Right. And I'm not talking about the department. I'm not saying that. I'm
Just in
talking-
general.
in general, right? I'm talking about in general. If I ran a Fortune 500 company, I want to treat all. For example, you know what? We'll talk about Google. What does Google do for their employees? They have on-staff babysitting, chefs. You could pick any meal you want. You have sleeping pods. You're taking care of the people that's generating money for you.
Right.
Therefore, the best work, if I'm a computer engineer, right? And it's like, hey, man, I need you to bang out this program, whatever they talk. I wish my brother was here. I'm going to be like, you know what? Psst, yo, Dre, he's my manager. He took care of me. He got my kid in this baby, daycare center. I get to eat all types of food. He lets me nap when I need to nap. I'm not ODing. I'm going to bang out this 18-hour program right away.
You know what's the difference I hear a lot too? And I always hear that. It wasn't about the money I was making, because I know I could have made more, but it was about the people I was around. It was about my bosses that treated me amazing.
It's always about the people.
It's always about the people.
It's the comfortable.
Yo, because they'll go the extra mile for you.
Because we can easily go and make money anywhere.
Absolutely.
But it's the vibe.
It's the vibe.
It's the people.
It's all about it.
You gotta take care of your people.
Got to.
If you want the best production out of it, if I ran a company, if I want the best production out of people, I'm gonna treat my people so good so that when the other, I don't know, when the other podcast comes, hey, Triple C, I need an engineer. No. I'm good with H and Dre because they take care of me.
Right.
Big difference.
Feel me?
Yeah. Huge difference.
Huge difference.
That's
but
big.
if we treat Triple C like shit,
You be like, you know
Joe
what?
Rogan come around,
Gotta go.
he gonna be like deuces.
Right.
Word. All right, what else we got?
Another question from Bandulo Bolt. With all the discussions with defunding police, specifically with outsourcing some of the calls for service we handle to other entities to handle, is there any type of call you think this idea would actually work with, i.e. child services, OT, school staff, responding to parent 911 calls about kids not going to school, etc.?
That's a loaded question, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot to go with that.
That's a very, very loaded question.
For those calls to be outsourced to another company?
Yeah, is there any type of call you think this idea would actually work with?
It wouldn't.
You know what's so
Yo.
you know what's so crazy? Me as a civilian, somebody who's not in law enforcement, you would see things for face value. And as I speak to more people, it's like, damn, I never saw it that way. Oh, I never saw it from this perspective. And there is a myriad of scenarios
Good word.
or situations that could happen. Like, you can't just say, oh, this happened. But then everybody's like, well, you should have done this. You should have done that. Like, yes, it's easy for you to say, but you're not in that situation at the end of the day. Like, you're not faced with that scenario because a million different things can happen. Like, I was actually, my daughter went to a birthday party of one of her friends at a school. And I was talking to a gentleman who's actually a PG County police officer. And he was telling me, he was like, one of the things that he does is I go out in the community and I actually have these conversations with people. Like, I present them a simple scenario is I got to call a disturbance and the neighbors just want you to check it out. They want you to look at it.
Mhm.
Right? And you go there and it's like, okay, let's reenact the scenario now. And we did it. I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
I just don't. And what he just presented, like I said, it's a loaded question. And he gave details. And a lot of times you guys are not giving those details.
We're not.
Right? Is that am I accurate in saying that?
We're given a call, and our investigation always leads to something else.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
I didn't mean to cut off your question, but I'm just like, okay, he gave a ton of different scenarios.
And it's
'Cause
good.
he's in it.
It's good
He's
to
in the
hear.
game.
It's good to hear from your standpoint as a civilian, and that's another reason why we wanted you to hear your opinion. And that's why this show was created. It's all about bridging the gap and
Right.
seeing it from different eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's a tough question, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, I still think we have to respond just to make sure it's not nothing if it's not that serious.
But H, you know what? To cut it what it is, we're gonna have to respond no matter what.
No matter what.
We're gonna have to respond. So like what we're doing right now, which is adding fluff. Well, what society is doing, they're adding fluff. Because I'll tell you right now, for example, the things we were talking about off air, right? About these kids that play football. How big are they?
But like 6'3", 6'4".
He's already bigger than me, right? And he's upset because mom is telling him to do his homework. How many calls have we gone to mom is telling son, do your homework, and we get there, you think the son is mom's boyfriend, besides the baby's face. But his stature, like he's so big, he has the body of a grown man. He's ultra violent because he doesn't know how to control this violence. What do you think is going to happen to the neighbor that intervenes? Or his buddy?
The social worker
Or
that comes,
social worker
that they
that-
want to send to that call.
Exactly. A social worker that he may not be an alpha male because there aren't many. There's a shortage of them out there.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he shows up and this kid that plays football, whatever it may be, he doesn't play anything, but he was blessed with this height and weight. What do you think is going to happen? And then the social worker might tell him something
that
he's not going to like.
that triggers him.
Yeah. And then mom, you know what I'm saying? So much. One of the most dangerous calls any police officer will go to, besides a car stop, is a domestic violence call. Let one of these social worker advocates show up to those calls. We're going to have to respond because it's going to be it's going to be a domestic plus an assault.
Yeah.
It's going to be an assault. Because, I mean, me, if I'm arguing with my lady and I'm into it, I don't want no other man intervening, talk about, yo, you was wrong. You know what's going to happen to that guy? I mean, who knows? And again, we're not talking about like,
Yeah,
we're talking
scenario.
about this, a level of
a
society, right, that for the most part, they're not level-headed because they're very emotional. And that happens to everybody.
Bro, a census worker in Baltimore County was just put in the hospital for going to do census because a man literally tried to tried to violate him, like tried to kill him because he was doing the census.
Yeah, why are you knocking on my door?
Yeah.
Who are
Like
you?
literally, why are you trying to knock on my door? Like it's all over the news. Like it was crazy, and this happens more than people think it does.
Yeah.
It happens to a lot of people.
It's gonna put a lot of people
Yeah.
in danger.
Yes,
There's
it
a
is.
reason why CPS in this city doesn't go to the call until we show up.
Because we got to deem it safe for them to do so.
Yeah.
There's a reason why
Yeah.
EMT, our own AMBO, and this is across the country. There's a reason why AMBOs don't respond to a hot zone until it's deemed safe.
They'll sit there with their lights on and wait till we pull up.
Yeah.
And wait till we be like, all right, you can come now.
There's a reason why.
Yeah, they'll sit
So
there
like
and
you,
wait.
the social worker, you, the advocate, you, the neighborhood watchdog. I know everybody in the neighborhood. Yo, man.
Yeah. Defund the police.
We're not listening to
Right.
you because you
It's the
don't know-
stupidest idea
you
I've
don't
ever
know
heard in my
nothing.
life. Yeah.
You don't know nothing.
This is coming from me as a civilian. It's the stupidest idea I've heard in my
The only
life.
people that want to defund the police are the criminals. Because good people, everyday working people.
I don't even. I know some criminals that have told me I think that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Right. Even the criminals is like, yo, they bugging.
The smart criminals, yeah.
I think that's just that was a TV thing that kind of just caught on for a nice T-shirt.
It's a catchy phrase.
Yeah, that
It's
was
catchy
the
and
dumbest
people,
thing I've ever.
yo, people run on, yo.
And people try to
Right.
make it make sense. It's still
Yo.
stupid to me.
What did Vern say? What the dude say? If it bleeds, it leads.
Leads to leads.
Right.
So everybody
right.
jumps on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
The media is the biggest.
Oh.
Yeah, it made no sense.
All right, what else we got?
We got one from Ryan Double R Triple Y Triple A Triple N.
A lot of triples. He's
A lot
a
of
cousin.
triples.
Yeah.
He's a cousin of Triple C.
Where he might be. If you couldn't work at Baltimore PD, where would you want to work?
Oh my God.
Oh damn!
I'll go first. I'll go first.
That's it. You go first.
I mean, NYPD, of course, just because it was the hometown. But if it wasn't NYPD, I mean, I love where I'm at. If it wasn't NYPD, just because that's where I'm from, South Florida.
Okay.
South Florida for the kid. What?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I just can't deal with the alligators. But other than that, yeah.
Why they been dead?
Triple C is crazy. I always wanted NYPD, but if it wasn't NYPD, damn, that's a really good question. I think it would be I would probably somewhere on the federal side. Might be an air marshal or something.
Oh.
I could see that.
You
I
know?
could see you as AMR.
Word.
Oh, yo, excuse me, the seat is taken.
But yo, like knowing what I know
I'm a
now,
supervisor.
right? Knowing what I know now, I don't want to go nowhere else.
I know, that's beautiful.
Because policing, this is all I know. And for this department, of course, there's other departments, but it ain't no department like this one. And I love it. I love the camaraderie.
And
I love the people I met, the people I know. This is policing for me. I couldn't go to the county because I'm just different.
yeah, we in the belly of the beast down here.
Yeah. I like, we was born and raised from the concrete. I love it just like that.
Yeah, word
The
up.
county's not for me.
It's beautiful.
Word.
I got a story about the federal. I was on a trip with the wife, and she picked a joint right there on the seat. The dude was sitting there. I looked at him. I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
And the stewardess came. She's like,
Where's your
"Oh,
gun?
This is, yeah, right. Like, what do you carry?
What are you carrying?
I got one of those.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah. She's like, oh my God, I need to sit next to my husband. Please, I said, listen. I hit her with the, like this, the little back slap.
The steel
Nice.
I said, listen, mommy, you in the safest seat, right?
Right. You got a gun right next to you.
This guy, he knows everything.
Everything.
Don't worry.
Right.
I only did that because I wanted to sit in the back and listen to my music in peace.
Yeah. That's dope.
So she was sat up there, I was up there eating peanuts, drinking scotch. Oh, it was a beautiful ride. But yeah, federal air marshals.
Yeah. What else
Yeah.
you got?
EJ has a comment. He said, wanted to ask you guys to give a shout out to my team if possible. New York State Corrections Emergency Response Team 66. It's been really hectic throughout this state prison lately, and he just said he wanted to give us a shout out as well. So shout out to EJ 214 and the emergency response team number 66.
I mean, he shouted them out themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, shout out to you, homie. We appreciate you for tuning in. Listen, I know a lot's going on back home, man. I know just had a CO pass away. He was gunned down over an
it's a
argument,
tragedy.
bro.
It's a tragedy.
Over an argument, really?
Crazy.
He was a CO, right?
Yeah, he was a CO.
Yeah,
In
CO.
Queens?
Yeah.
Queens? Yeah.
He had his partner with him, but I guess she ran to go get help, and when she ran, she heard shots. Came back, they did him grimy, son.
It's that fast. It happens that fast.
They did him grimy.
In the jail?
Nah, he was.
Nah, he was outside.
He was going to a club.
Okay, gotcha.
He had his partner with him, and I guess he got into it with some dudes over a parking spot or whatever. And she went inside to go get help, and they did my man grimy, bro.
Wow.
It's unfortunate.
God bless his soul.
Shout out to you, EJ. He's a Raven. Team 66, he said.
Yeah, emergency response
You
team
guys
66.
you guys got a hard job.
Word.
And we salute you guys, man.
Big
Like,
time. I want to give a shout out to my brother Efren Lopez. He's a CO. Proud of you, bro. Love you. Efren got like 9 years on. So
Shout
yeah.
out to Efren Lopez, bro.
Word. That's my boy. It's Lopez. Yeah. But everything is Gucci.
EJ, keep writing us, bro. I miss you, bro.
Yeah, yo, he's consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He really is.
That's a BX original right there, that kid.
Was this
He went to St. Raymond's, yeah.
So it's St. Raymond's.
St. Raymond's Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, we were Ravens.
Double R's.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know, it's crazy. I come out here and my St. Raymond colors is the same as the Raven colors here.
Is it?
No, the St. Raymond colors is the same as the Oriole colors.
Oh, it's
Okay.
orange and black?
Orange and black.
Orange.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were weird like that.
That was your high school colors?
Yeah, black and orange. Yeah, St. Raymond's.
That's what's up.
They were a basketball powerhouse.
I was getting ready to
You know
ask.
what? May he rest in peace. Vaughn Hunter, who was a basketball powerhouse in all of New York City. He was Mr. Basketball of New York City like 3-4 years in a row.
Yeah, we heard about that little stunt he pulled in Texas.
He did a couple things, man. The
Yeah.
guy, you know what? He definitely lived a life worth living. And unfortunately, because he lived it so fast, may he rest in peace, he passed away. He passed away like 3 weeks ago.
God
I've been
bless.
dealing with that. I've been dealing with that. Like, because he was one of my closest friends. Like, the way you are with DB, he was like our guy that was going to the league. Like,
That's what's up.
but then you know what I'm saying? So, yes, Vaughn Hunter, may you rest in peace, bro. You was definitely a one of a kind, man.
Yeah, God bless his soul, bro. That's crazy. So what else, Triple C? What else we got?
Other than that, we are good. EJ, we will get to that story, but we were already in the midst of it, and we do our research first, so we'll definitely get back to it. But it's a dope story, but we'll get back to it once we do our due diligence. So in case anybody knows, we don't just shoot from the hip. We actually do our research separately and then come together and do our research. It's because we don't want to be, we don't want to have hot takes or flash news. And even if we're wrong, we'll come back on the next episode and say that, we're very thoughtful with everything that we say and how we deliver it. So we want to make sure that we do our due diligence. So.
Yeah, definitely here in the Silverback podcast, we don't switch sides. I'm noticing now, like a lot of podcasts, they taking their statements back on certain incidents. I'm not going to talk about that happened in the past. Here, we don't do that.
No,
we
we
do
don't.
our homework and we shoot from, like, we say what we say from the heart and we stick to it. We're not going to 2 months later, hey, by the way, we made a mistake. We don't do that. Here, you come here, you're going to get what you get. And you're gonna love it,
And it's based off of information, based off
Right.
of fact.
We're gonna base it
Fact
off
based.
facts.
Absolutely.
Fast based. It's fact
and
based.
not only that, but we got 2 officers that come, like he says, from the concrete. And now we hold the badge, so we're not gonna play teams. We're gonna call it like we see it, and that's it.
And that's it. Hey,
Watch out for those giveaways.
hey, and real quick. So DB, how do you feel about law enforcement?
Oh, good question.
From your stance, what you see as of lately? And I want you to shoot from the hip and let it come out the way it come out.
Yeah, to be honest, everything seems to be very polarized.
Good word.
Because, when you sit home, you're in your own world, especially now. Like you have a lot more time at home, and you take a lot more time to digest information based on your core values and what you see and what you believe, right? So initially you're like, this is wrong. This doesn't make sense. Why don't you just do this as opposed like it's so easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
Right.
Now,
Like
on
that's
top
the
of
biggest
that,
thing.
how do you feel about this podcast and what we offer? Do you think it's beneficial for the world as civilians to see a better standpoint?
That's true, because you're like our first civilian.
Yeah.
Right.
You're the first civilian on the show.
I think it's very beneficial because it's one of those things where it's like, you guys are not it's much different for you guys because you guys you don't come from a situation where it was easy for you. Like you guys come from the bottom and you rose to the point where you rose to the position that you're in, and you can see it from both standpoints. You can see it from a law enforcement standpoint, and you can also see it from the people that you encounter, or maybe from a different perspective. Like I know where Ralph and I grew up, and we've seen all different sides. So, you can relate to that point and understand it from your standpoint and say, hey, I see that you see it this way, but this is how it's seen from a law enforcement standpoint, right? And I think you guys, again, from you being able to bridge the gap, I think it makes it that much easier for you guys as opposed to seeing it from a one-sided standpoint. Like you see both sides as opposed to seeing it just from one side. So I think it's very beneficial. Like I think it really helps. And I think that a lot of people will be able to benefit from actually listening in and saying, giving an ear to it and understanding the law enforcement's point of view and being able to see it from your point of view. So I think it's very important because I think that's what's missing now. Like what's missing is being able to bring it all together. Because right now what people see is they just see it one side and say, they're wrong and this is wrong. And the terminology, one bad apple spoils a bunch. But not every apple in that bunch is spoiled. There's some guys that really want to do the work and really want to do the right thing. And there's guys that, they know that they understand that they have a job to do and then they do that job correctly. And listen, let's face it, like even in my gig, like there's some guys that are scumbag salespeople that just do shit just to get ahead. And at some point it catches up to them. But by the time it catches up to them, they're already gone. They're already on to the next one. You guys are pretty much, law enforcement is law enforcement at the end of the day. So I think it's very important to, have people that are familiar with their circumstance and familiar with their surroundings and actually want to do the work. And let's face it, like with every profession, whether it be law enforcement or whatever, there's always that jerk or that person that just makes it bad for everybody else. And from my standpoint, I think it's very important that gets called out. Let me know if you guys feel a certain way about it, but it's one thing to protect your comrade, but it's another thing to understand that this person is going to put me in a position where I got to constantly put my dukes up and defend myself because of one terrible thing that they did, and it shouldn't be that way. That's just my opinion on it.
No, I agree with you, but that's another reason why we do what we do, because we point out those bad apples.
Right.
Like I always said, we pro-police, but we pro-police for the police that do what's right.
Right.
And if they did wrong, then we're going to call them out on it. We're not worried about that. Not worried about no backlash, first and foremost, because when you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're wrong and you want somebody to agree with you, and that's the main reason you shouldn't be on the job.
Right.
That's the main reason why there's always a black cloud over that particular department, because you're selfish and you just don't care.
Right.
And then we're left, the good guys are left cleaning up behind you.
Absolutely.
In your mess. Yeah.
Definitely.
We don't want to deal with that because we're not that.
No, at all.
You know what I mean?
I mean, for as long as I've known Ralph, H, he's always called it like he saw it. So I never have a problem with, him giving his opinion or feeling a certain way that he feels. And, I never really question it because I know that he's a guy that shoots from the hip. Like, I know that, as an officer, you have to do what you have to do, and you have to, protect and serve. But at the same time, like, he's never lost. I feel like he's never lost himself.
Like he's never gone away from his foundation.
He's never gone away from his foundation because he understands. Like, at the end of the day, like, we've got to transcend and grow from certain situations. Like, I know that I've grown from. I'm not the same DB that I was at 18 or at 20 or even at 26. I'm a different person now.
Right.
And yes, H could attest to the same thing, but he's never lost a perception of self.
Right, like that attribute.
He's never lost that. Like, everybody could say, like, listen, he's the same person, right? Are you different? Yes, in some respect you are, but you're different.
Yeah.
You've grown. And I, like, even now, like, I've watched certain videos and read certain things where even people that are really successful, like, they've outgrown their situation. Why? Because it's important that you do that.
100%.
Because you're not living for yourself now. Like, you living for somebody else at this point.
Right.
So, some people may feel a certain way about it. They may feel, that ain't right. But yeah, at some point you got to outgrow that.
It's not right in the cancer culture.
Huh?
Yeah.
In the cancer culture.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know what that means.
That's another thing in itself, man.
Cancel culture?
Yeah.
That's what they call it. That's what we're in right now.
They can kick me off of social media because
I know. Oh my God, you said something wrong.
I just go outside.
We're going to cancel you.
go outside and go play.
Yo, it's real deal,
We're going to
man.
cancel you.
Yeah.
I've heard, but I just be.
Nah, but what you're
My
saying,
oldest
that's
son
not
does with it.
accepted in that culture because it's like, oh my God. What?
Yeah.
I mean,
But that's what you need to grow.
yeah, it's almost as if, like, I played a position where it's like I just kind of sit back and watch. Like, you're almost, I wouldn't say you're afraid to, but when you put your feelings or your opinion out there, like, you're subject to that,
100%.
Say that again.
right?
Backlash, it comes with it.
Right.
Say
So
that again.
you just gotta play. Not that you have to play it. Like, you feel how you feel and you say what you want to say. But I'm in a position where I'm just like, yo, I just gotta sit back and watch.
Say that again.
I gotta sit back and just, I have my personal opinion about certain things. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to know. Or I don't need to put that energy out there all the time.
Right.
I'll do it when I feel it's correct or when I feel it's ready to do it. But outside of that, it's become like a thing now. Like, you say one thing that's kind of slightly off and your intentions could have been great, good, bad, indifferent, but it doesn't matter to the audience at the end of the day. You could have that one person that's like, I'm offended by that. It's a wrap.
Done.
You're done, man. You're done. Especially if that person has some sort of influence or some sort of platform to say that.
For sure.
Right? If you got enough ears to listen, you're finished.
They're going back 2, 3, 4 years.
Right? Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like, think about it. If somebody goes back 4 or 5 years, like, I'm not the same person that I was
Correct.
that long ago.
Right.
But because you took an opportunity to go back that far and say, well, this person ain't it because they said this 5 years ago. Well, damn, man, I did say that 5 years ago, but at that point I educated myself.
Right,
Think about how much information that you've taken in 5 years.
Right.
Not even 5, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden somebody's gonna judge you for something that you said 5
years ago.
And they don't
That's
even
crazy.
And they don't even ask the
January.
question.
Think about January.
Right.
Yeah.
And think about where you are now.
Right. Think about, like,
Tons
I learned
of
so much.
information.
It's like, I said this, but I did my research on it and, oh, wow, like, I feel like I learned a lot from it.
Like, yeah, I was wrong. This
I
is
was-
what I think now.
I was wrong, but somebody could easily be like, yo, but you still said it, though.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
know
the
at
thing.
that time.
So we still living in the past now, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
And they don't
Yeah,
even
it's like,
and they don't even ask the question. They automatically attack you. They don't even say like, "Hey, when you said this, do you still feel that way?" It's like, "You feel that way right now." It's like you really went back. That's why
Yeah, you went digging in the crates.
right. Hit me up. I know how to put all them filters on. You can't see nothing past a half a day.
yeah, like we speak to
You
people.
look at nothing.
Yeah, we speak to people even in our chat. Like they'll straight up admit, like, "Yo, years ago, I felt this way. I was studying this, but then somebody actually questioned me on it. Like, yo, why do you feel that way?" And I had to really sit there and think about it. But then again, when you get into debate with somebody and like, "Oh, well, you said this or you felt this way back," and then it's like, but I don't feel that way anymore because I did my research.
I've grown, bro.
I've grown
Yeah,
from
like
that.
humans, we're constantly evolving. That's why we're at this point now at 2020 and all the technology we have, and so you can't hold someone really back to that.
Yeah. 2020.
Especially if he admits, like, "Yo, I made a mistake.
Mhm.
This is how I feel now. I've learned, or I've got cultured about whatever topic it is. Can we move forward?"
Right.
And they're like, "No."
2020,
Now.
2020 is a year of vision,
Stop
but
it.
it's all about, whether or not they choose to feel that way or whether or not they choose to
Well, thank God
forgive
our
you.
listeners are not like that, because, geez, I would have been kicked off the show.
It's all good.
So love.
And listen, with that being said, episode 34.
Yes.
My brother DB, thank you
Yo.
for
we
coming
went deep
out,
today.
bro.
We went deep.
This is
deep
great,
waters.
man. This is great.
DB, you took us deep today.
Yo,
Hey, yo.
I appreciate
Pause.
it, man. You took us deep. Pause.
This
Yo.
guy.
I'm good for that, bro.
Pause king.
That's
the pause king right there.
I can hit y'all all day with it, bro.
Yo. Yo, in one of the episodes y'all
DB,
did.
you took us deep today.
Take it
Pause.
easy.
Come
Yo.
on. Come on. And none of y'all caught it? Come on, man.
What was you saying?
Yo, man, one of your episodes, you were saying something, and Ralph was like, "Yo," H was like, "Yo, don't do that." You said, "No." Like, you said it quick, and then you kept saying what you were saying. I was crying in my car.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what yo, real quick before we get off, which one was your favorite episode? Just which one stuck to you the most?
Oh man,
Even if you don't remember the number, what was the conversation?
What was who was the guest?
shit. Who was the guest? I'm trying to think of most recent or the one I listened to.
Just the
a
one
while
that your
back.
favorite one, like the one that.
I think the most recent one that y'all did. Listen, I listened to a lot of them. Because I'm on the road a lot. And I listen to a lot of content, specifically yours, because I'm a huge supporter of what you guys have going on. Shit, man. I'm a little.
Just throw a number. Fuck it.
They got 34 episodes, man.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think, for me, I think it keeps the audience entertained.
How about 34 was your favorite episode?
Being that I'm on here, yes.
Exactly. All right. Good. We're good.
It's gonna be my favorite. No. Matter of fact, one of my good ones that I liked was the one when y'all went in on the cat that I guess it worked at I think he's out of PG or y'all didn't know whether or not he was in PG or not.
Oh, he was
the dude
fake,
that was-
fake being an officer.
Yo, yeah, went off on him, man.
That's the
Remember dude that was like, I got pulled over and we supposed to be officers together. And y'all was like, you had to identify him.
yeah.
He
No,
never
let me
identified
tell
himself.
And we dug in
And we
did
looked
our
him up.
research.
We
That-
looked
that-
him up. He's a
that-
comedian.
That was what
Literally.
Who
That-
was on that?
That was Sarge T.
That was a T-
Tavon.
that
That was
was a T.
Tavon.
Oh, see, I
Yeah.
found out about
That
him.
was-
Y'all did your homework on it.
Well, now he still didn't say who he is or who he works
But
for.
we looked him up though while
we
the show
looked
was
him up.
going on.
He's not no officer.
He's a
He
comedian.
wasn't a
Oh, he's
cop.
not an officer?
Yeah.
Probably
No, he's a
security
comedian.
guard somewhere. Yeah,
No, he's
comedian.
literally a comedian.
Yeah, he's
That,
literally
and he has like a I mean, shout out to the people that do like landscaping. He does like
Yeah, he does
multiple
that.
jobs and stuff. Like he's not.
Right. He
He's a
does
landscaper.
multiple-
Yeah.
He does comedy shows on the weekends.
Yeah.
Wow. Yo,
He's bored.
it was so crazy because I remember we were in our chat and I sent that and you even went in on him at that time, and when you guys spoke about it on
Oh no,
air,
because we investigated him.
Absolutely.
I went
figured
in.
it out.
Yo, matter of fact, I was listening to that episode when I was cutting one of my trees in my backyard. Like it just grew out of control, and you guys are like, listen, and it put everything in perspective for me. Because again, if you listen to it from a civilian standpoint,
If you
depending
just
on-
open it up and see it and listen to it,
Right.
then we'll get the response that you and James had said.
right,
See what these police doing?
exactly, like it's like okay, so it's like you look at it for face value, like see they're doing this all the time, blah 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 blah, right? But then when you actually really dig in and ask the questions, and you start to see different like, listen, if I'm in law enforcement, right, and I'm pulled out by another law enforcement person, the moment they walk up to the car, I'm like, yo, here's my badge, here's my situation. Like, I'm not gonna play the game of, oh, let's see how he treats me today.
Yeah, let's go down the rabbit hole.
I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Like,
And you see the way we dissected to paint the picture on
Yo.
what's real and what's not real.
it was great. I thought it was really good. And listen, it's a whole thing. If you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? So whether it be in that kind of situation or if you're going out, it's like, all right, what am I gonna do to make myself more favorable or put me in a better position than I'm in now? Yo, I know this person and know this person, or even whether it be like a hookup, like, yo, I know this person. Can you hook me up with a good price? Or this person referred me to you. Can you do this for me? Same situation. Like, police officer walks up. Yo, here's my badge. Here's my credentials. Like, I got this in my car. I'm going home.
It's not even going to get that far.
Yeah. And then when you guys actually like played the whole scenario out, it made perfect sense. And I'm just like, that he was an asshole for that.
Yeah, we exposed them.
We exposed the
That's what
bozos.
Yeah. And it was just like, are you doing this for clicks? Like, are you doing this because it's
Definitely.
it's
People
happening
wanna be the
now?
first to
Like,
write.
Definitely for clicks.
Hey, yo,
and it's not a good climate for that right now.
It's
It's
not.
not.
but you see, that's even more so why Silverback Chronicles podcast was created.
Holla.
Even more reason why
Yeah.
this was created.
We don't
this
take that in this
platform.
jungle. We don't do that.
No.
Right. And you know me. You're like, I'm all about, the right thing being done. And you know how it is in our chat. Like, I go in too, but also at the same time, I'm also a person with common sense, and I know that, what's right is right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel a certain way that I feel, and you know me, like I'll bump heads with the best of them, but at the end of the day, like, you got to put yourself in the position to win. Like, regardless of how you feel, like, put your feelings aside. Like, how are we gonna get to a good conclusion to this at the end of the day? So that's just me. That's just how I feel about it.
Dope.
Yeah, this is dope, man.
And with that being said, thank you for coming out, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all,
We
man.
appreciate
appreciate
having
you.
you out here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, maybe next time I could fill y'all in on all my stories with, maybe we can have like a
We'll have a DB 2.0 session.
Yeah, I'm with that, man.
During a football game.
Right.
yo.
Football game.
I'm hoping that we have with everything that's going on a season,
It's gonna happen.
not just a season, but a full.
Yeah, it will.
Lord willing, man. Lord willing. Shout out to the Clips, Lord willing.
Word.
Hell yeah,
with
that's
that.
a classic.
Word.
That's a dope class. That was a dope one. This is my shit right here. Electric relaxation.
Classic.
Yo, shout out to TCQ Trial Called Quest, man.
Word.
RP to Fife.
Yeah, RP to Fife.
Yo, DB, you a natural in this thing.
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. Like, I enjoy stuff like this, man. Yeah, I be listening to y'all and I'm like, yo, this is dope, man. Y'all get to do this like every week. Like, this is fire, man.
This is our release, our relief.
Yo,
This is what the world needed to hear.
Yeah.
I would just love to sit back and just watch y'all do y'all thing, man.
We already told you what you need to do from here on out.
Yo,
That's
listen,
it.
already.
It's your house.
So with that being said, world, episode 34.
Thank y'all.
It's your boys, Big H, Dre, Triple
Yo.
C,
DB.
DB's in the building.
I'm in the
Episode
building.
34.
Let's go.
Listen, we bubbling,
Yo,
we focus, we lasered in.
shout out to my people. Shout out to my family. RIP to my grandmother.
RP to grandma.
Shout out to my pops, my mom's. Shout out to my family, my wife and kids, Tamara, Sade, Jade, Zora.
Teammates. No teammates.
All my youngest.
Fourth quarter crew,
my
son.
Fourth quarter crew. You know what I'm saying?
Wop.
Mac, Wop, Worm,
Sal, Red, JB,
Rod,
who else?
Drew, young fourth quarter cats.
Yeah,
Haas,
L,
John.
Shout out to CI.
Shit, shout
See
out
y'all,
to CI,
purple and
man.
gold all day,
CI in the
baby.
place. Shit, man.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Shout out to the
BX all
boogie
day.
down, the Bronx.
All barrels, all them barrels. The
La
heights.
Placita.
Yo, the heights. I miss
It's your
you.
transmission.
Hey, yo, Washington Heights. I miss you, yo.
Yo, the Heights, man. I know a lot of people from the Heights back in
Word.
Stony Brook, man.
I miss you.
All the biddies in St. John's, be safe.
Oh
Yo.
my God.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you, but they got some fine things in the Heights, man.
Woo-wee. But
Y'all know who
listen,
y'all are. I ain't gonna shut y'all, but y'all know who y'all are.
Me hacen falta.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
One day, we will meet again.
Que lo que?
ladies and gentlemen,
You know what I'm saying?
episode 34. We love you. Be safe.
Yo, love y'all, man.
We'll catch y'all next week.
Word.
Peace.
Later.
The views and opinions expressed on the Silverback Podcast are those of the hosts, producers, and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes, but not exclusive to, the Department of Defense and/or the Baltimore City Police Department.